I think it gives you a level of excitement on every level because there are so many different stories, and we know Marshy is a story guy. This might be one of the stories. This might be a made-for-TV movie, right? Ooh. This might be one of those movies that they make years down the line.
You think so?
Yeah. Hey, you got comeback stories. You got but most of the fans in St. Louis said, get him the fast lane out of here and Jordan Kyrou. You're telling me this isn't a movie, Anthony? They make documentaries about these things.
That's what I'm talking about with the opportunities. Jordan Kyrou, a second chance or third chance, whatever you want to call it, to prove certain people, certain fans wrong, right? You have Milan Lucic, who has a potential to make this team. It's a second chance for him to get back in the NHL. Dylan Holloway, Philip Broberg, Edmonton Oilers, they didn't want, they weren't a part of their plans, and now they're coming into their own. I think everybody on this team has something to prove, whether it's externally or internally, whatever that may be, which I think could fuel this team. And not to mention the way they lost last year in the playoffs, that in itself should give you just that much more motivation to do well this year.
We've gone 8 minutes here. I don't think we've said anything about Jim Montgomery either. The man that is steering this ship beyond. Okay, so you got Doug Armstrong, somebody that will make shrewd moves. We've seen it time and time again. Not all of them are going to work out, but that goes for any GM. That goes for any president of either hockey or baseball operations, depending on what sport we're talking about. But Doug Armstrong will make moves that will put this team in the best position to succeed. And more times than not, Doug Armstrong is going to make the correct move. But Jim Montgomery really put everything together last year. He got the most out of Zach Bolduc to the point where a lot of fans were really upset with that trade for Logan Mailloux because of what Jim Montgomery was able to extract out of Zach Bolduc. So I can't wait to see what Monty does with a full training camp, full season. He doesn't have to get guys to buy in right away. They're already bought in to what Monty is preaching. And I think now he can really get to work. Some of the creativity that some of the X's and O's, I can't wait to see what he does with the special teams this year. It feels good knowing that you're going into a season where, at least here in St. Louis, the expectations are starting to grow, and you've got a coach that you know for a fact is going to be fantastic throughout.
Agreed.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all this play out. Are we good on the snake pit now?
I think we are good. Yeah, I think we figured it out. Everybody has been chiming in on the snake pit, letting us know that they can indeed hear us. It's all good.
Jody got it figured out. We're good. So I'm glad that everybody can hear. We are at Blues and Brews tonight at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. You can get fired up for the blues season. It's going to be an outdoor street party, so we're featuring live music. The Grammy-nominated trio, the band Perry, is going to be here, plus appearances by blues players, alumni. They got food trucks, on-stage festivities hosted by Chris Kerber and Joey Vitale. Got a whole bunch of things going on. Tickets are only $25. They're on sale now for Blues and Brews, and it's all presented by the St. Louis Blues, by Bud Light, 101 ESPN, and our sister station, 92.3 WIL.
Grammy-nominated Katy Perry?
No. The
Katy
band.
Perry.
Nope, the band
Perry.
Oh, that's different.
Not
cool. I don't know.
Perry.
I don't know names of some. I don't know names of artists. I just know.
You had a doozy of a one. So for those that don't know, we like to play the who sings that song game with Carey in the breaks. Whenever one of us might be singing a song or we're walking down the hallways, and of course music is being played all the time when we're at the studios. So we'll ask Carey. I'm like, all right, who sings that one? And the other day you had an absolute doozy.
I don't remember.
It was a female singer. I'm pretty sure it was like an older female singer, and you said Linkin Park.
You know what, though?
It's like you weren't even trying.
So I will give Carey some leeway here. Linkin Park has a new singer who is a
female.
woman.
See?
Marsh?
I knew that.
I'm trying to.
You can try to defend him all you want. This was like
defend him a little bit.
I can't remember what the song was. Maybe Roxette. It was like an 80s song.
Oh, it wasn't even close to Linkin Park. The only thing I'm trying to help Carey out with is that there's a new singer and she's a woman.
I know that. I know these things.
You
See,
didn't know that.
I knew that. I don't know her name.
You'll look it up.
I will.
Sure. All right, it's Fast on 101 at ESPN. We're live for Blues and Brews. Sorry for any of the technical difficulties that occurred.
Jamie said it was the Cranberries, and Carey said Lincoln Park.
I actually think it was
tomato.
Yesterday was the Cranberries, and he said something. He said like Alanis Morissette, which
it was close.
At least he's closer.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't think it was the Cranberries yesterday though. All right, again, it's Fast on 101 at ESPN. Well, a lot closer of a game last night on Thursday Night Football than I think all of us thought. Mike McDaniel's team actually fought. They gave the Bills a game. If you just woke up and saw the final score, and it was a 10-point win for the Bills. A pretty good game, but what were the storylines to come out of it, and did the Dolphins do enough to save Mike McDaniel's job? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Presented by Scott Lee Heating Company.
The Bills knocked off the Dolphins 31-21 last night. You heard that game right here on 101 ESPN, or perhaps watched it on Prime Video. So the Bills win the Bills improved to 3-0. Dolphins fall to 0-3. But one of the conversations we had about this game heading into it last night, guys, was that if it's ugly, and it could have been ugly, does Mike McDaniel lose his job? Well, I think the Dolphins showed enough bite. Going back to what Jamie said yesterday about how things kind of lighten up, their schedule lightens up for the next 2 weeks.
Right.
Perhaps that Mike McDaniel will see the first month and a half of the season. This is 2 weeks in a row that, again, the Dolphins at least showed fight. But, Carey, your words to me rang true last night, because when you and I used to cover the St. Louis Rams here, you often used to say, and I brought this up yesterday, you often used to say bad teams find a way to lose.
Correct.
Well, the Dolphins are a bad team.
Yeah.
They might not be a catastrophe like we thought they were coming off of week 1.
They ain't good.
But they're not good. Yeah. And Tua last night found a way to throw the interception in the most critical moment. The Dolphins guard got destroyed on that play, so Tua had to make a quick read. The defender jumped the route, and that essentially sealed the game.
Yeah, it was. It's just the worst time to throw that interception down close to the red zone. You're down a touchdown. You have an opportunity to tie the game. If nothing else, you at least come away with points and then get a chance to get a stop. But you turn the ball over. You throw the ball. It's what we call a smash concept, with the outside receivers running a hitch and the inside receivers running a corner. Looks like the corner was wide open, and you usually go high to low, meaning you read the high to low, and he just made a bad decision. The linebacker jumped it, make the pick. And again, like you said, bad teams find a way to lose. To my surprise, Miami was in that game the entire time. They found a way to go down and score right before halftime. Like they played as well as I think that they can play. And here's I guess the good thing about that, if you are a Miami Dolphins fan, you know that the Buffalo Bills are one of the best teams in the AFC, if not in the entire NFL. You're able to compete with them on the road for that long. It should give you some confidence going forward. You just can't turn the ball over. And now I'm also looking at 146 yards ain't enough for Tua. Like you got too many guys that can get the ball in different places. I think he missed Jalen Waddle at one point for a touchdown as well. Like, you got guys that you can get the ball to and you can score. But you got to do better offensively, both up front and with your decision making, especially down in the red zone area. Because once you get down there, the worst thing you can do is turn the ball over. You should at least leave if you're in the red zone or on the brink of the red zone, 20 and in. You should at least come away with 3 points, and you come away with none because you turn the ball over. That's detrimental to your team, and that's really part of the reason why they lost.
And to your point, on the other side, Josh Allen didn't turn the ball over at all. He had 3 touchdowns. He had no picks. He rushed 4 times for 25 yards. James Cook was outstanding again. That contract is already paying for itself in his first couple of weeks. 108 yards on 19 carries, 5.7 a clip, and he had a touchdown, had a long of 26. So everything's working well with Buffalo. Going back to Tua here for a second, though. I thought last night was another. The ball out quickly, get the ball into your playmakers' hands with in space.
Yeah.
And if you're going to play that way, great. But the Dolphins don't have the defense to do that. Devon Achan's got plenty of gas. You saw him in the receiving game, but they don't have a power element to their rushing attack. They are missing so much that even if they were to say, well, Mike McDaniel, you're out of here, they've got a massive roster construction issue.
Do you think that they're a one-dimensional team, and because their inability to have like a deep threat or a heavy run game is the reason why they're losing these games? Because I feel like as a defense, that would be pretty easy to match up against the team because you know what they've been doing for the last, 3-4 years?
I think they are very one-dimensional.
I think they have become one-dimensional because the opposing teams are taking away what they are trying to do. You know what Tyreek wants to do. He wants to take the top off the cover. So what do? You make sure that you don't get beat. You don't play man-to-man against him because he's going to run past one defender. So you're always going to have 4 sets of eyes 4 eyes on him, 2 sets of eyes.
4 sets of eyes.
There's a lot of people.
The whole
That's the
damn
whole
defense
team,
looking
right?
at Tyreek.
Yeah, you probably should be, but you're going to have a lot of people keying in on him and making sure that he's not able to take the top off of the coverage. So if that's not open, your secondary option or your third option is to check the ball down to a lower level, and that has to be the mindset of opposing defenses. Man, catch the ball in front of us. We'll go up and make the tackle. But if you're behind us, we ain't got no chance of catching Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, any Devon Achane. If they get behind us, we have no chance. So I think you're seeing defenses are forcing Mike McDaniel to dink and dunk, and instead of having the chunk plays. And I said this a couple of weeks ago, with offensive-minded coaches, with offensive coordinators, that is boring as hell. It is boring as hell to throw a hitch 10 times. It is. But you have to be willing to do that in order to get the hitch and go, in order to get the go route, the deep post, the skinny post. You have to be willing to take those short routes, because what is that going to do? That's going to make that defensive back, I got to come up a little closer so that I can make the tackle. You have to be comfortable with that. But most offensive coordinators, offensive coaches, myself included, we hate it. Who the hell wants to pass the ball 10 times for 50 yards
or run the ball
5 yards a pop on
a
catch? Nobody wants to do that.
It's boring football.
It's boring, but it is also winning football if that's what the defense is giving you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mike McDaniel, he probably recognized it and is realizing it now, because they have been competitive in their last 2 games. But you're going to have to change your philosophy and your mindset about how you attack defenses, because nobody's going to let Tyreek run behind you. Nobody's going to play him man-to-man, even at 30-plus years old. You're not going to, because he can still fly. So you have to be able to adapt and adjust. And I think he's starting to, but their defense isn't good enough either.
No.
And their offensive line.
You made a really subtle yet dynamic point right there. What do you have to do to win the game that day or that night?
Yes.
And I got whiny the other day, but that was the point I was trying to make with Brian Kelly at LSU. I think that was his point. Now, he's defensive and he's sensitive and all that stuff, but I think his point was, hey, we figured out a way to win this game.
Yep.
Now, will that exact recipe work next week? No, we got to be able to run the football more effectively. We have to have more deep throws. There are elements that you need to have as an offense in order to win over the course of a season, and certainly in the playoffs. If you don't have a vertical game to your offense, you're not going to win a Super Bowl. That's just bottom line. But if you go week to week, what do you need to do against that opponent that night? And I think the Bills are getting to that point where they can beat you in different ways. Of course, it won't matter unless they can figure out a way to win multiple games in the playoffs.
Well, you bring up the Bills and how dynamic they are. Josh Allen, James Cook. It's not like they have all-world receivers by any means. Mm-hmm. However, that's something that I don't think the Dolphins necessarily have. I'm not a believer in Tua. He's not a Josh Allen. Devon Achane's fun for fantasy football, but he's no James Cook right now.
He was fun for 7 catches last night.
He was fun for 7 catches, but at the end of the day,
I'm sure I saw it.
Oh, that was your.
That was the
James Cook didn't get me my 15 yards, so I didn't care.
Well, how about me? I alternate spread, and I lost by a point.
Oh no, that's
I lost
right.
by a point.
I saw you said you lost. I completely.
I had my 10.5, not 9.5, of course. But that's what Miami is missing. I don't know if their dynamic, quote unquote, dynamic players are dynamic enough to keep up with some of the better teams in the NFL, let alone the Raiders and apparently the Patriots. So,
right.
You talk about adjustments. Yeah, Mike McDaniel could be figuring things out right now, but ultimately they're in a hole, and it could be a little too late for Miami. This was a game that they if they wanted to change the narrative on their season, they had to win last night.
Yeah,
and they didn't.
And if you're the Dolphins, and to your point about them not having all the elements, they can't beat you in multiple ways. If you can't beat a team in multiple ways and you have to win a very specific way, boy, you better be buttoned up.
Yeah.
You better have fundamentals. You better not be giving up kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Right after you score.
After you score, all that. You have to be incredibly disciplined, and Miami certainly isn't that. So I don't think Mike McDaniel saves his job over the course of the season, but I do think the Dolphins did enough.
Live to fight another day.
That's right. All right, Jeremy Rutherford is going to join us next. He's our Blues insider with The Athletic. We'll talk to JR about some of the things and things that he's seen or heard at training camp, some of the things that Doug Armstrong has said in the press conference. JR next. as we're live from the brewery for Blues and Brews. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
on ESPN.
JR is brought to you by Evergreen Wealth.
Live from the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're here for Blues and Brews. It's going to be the outdoor street party tonight, so no better time to talk to our Blues insider with The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford, who joins us via the Collier and Thompson phone line. JR, I got a football question for you first. Did you actually avoid the Steelers last week? Because when we were talking to you last Friday, you were going to take the Steelers in your survival pool. I thought about you as the Seahawks were about to close out that game. Did you actually switch?
Yeah, earmuffs, Carey. I went off the Steelers, switched over to the Arizona Cardinals, and survived week 2.
Good.
Woo.
What a call. Nice job. So,
Really?
Well, it was a nice call.
It was a good call for
Steelers
them.
did not win.
They did not.
Who do you got this week?
But
Yeah.
they will.
That's what I'm wondering. Who's playing New Orleans? That's what I want to know.
Seattle. It's actually a great play.
Seattle. Let's go Seattle.
There you
Yeah, what do
go.
you think about that one?
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, no hesitation on that.
Yeah.
All right. JR, what so far has been your biggest takeaway? I know it's only been a couple of days, but what so far has stood out to you about the team, about a certain player, about the way Armia spoke or Mania spoke over the last couple of days as the Blues fire up training camp?
Yeah, let's go big picture first, and then we can get into a couple players. I think big picture, guys, I know it seems like a long time ago that the Blues lost that devastating Game 7 to the Winnipeg Jets, but you felt coming into camp, are there going to be any lingering feelings about that loss? And if there are, it's all motivation. Like, there isn't anybody who's still just kind of hanging on to that loss like a headache or anything like that. It's a situation where they have moved on, and you can always count on day 1 and day 2 of camp to seem like it's business. Gets brought up, you can see it in the players' eyes that it's motivation. So I feel like this team knows that it did a good thing last year in taking that step after the Four Nations face-off. But as Braden Shen said a couple days ago, he said, look, at the end of the day, we didn't accomplish anything. And now they're just kind of trying to pick up where they left off with the momentum building the way they did the second half of last season. So to me, it's a real business-like approach. I know it sounds cliche, but it feels different this year than it has in a lot of years.
JR, speaking of it feeling different, I think a lot of Blues fans, a lot of media members are excited about this season, this upcoming season. Are we getting beside ourselves with this level of excitement, or is it warranted? Because this can be a really good team.
Yeah, I think it's warranted. I think you can look at it two ways, Carey. I think that you can be excited because of the way they finished and because they have some new players. You have Nick Bukestad. Guys, he looks, he's got great size. He's going to help down the middle. Pius Suter, too. You listen to Jim Montgomery, Braden Shen. They just talk about the depth at center that the Blues have this year that they didn't have last year. I think that gives you reason to be excited. You look at what Logan Mailloux has come in and done in the first couple days of camp. He's a guy Jim Montgomery complimented. He said, look, he's always been seen as a guy who had some offensive talent but defensive talent as well. But now you see him breaking up plays. He's got a good stick. He's just showing signs that he's going to be a good young defenseman as soon as this season. So I think there's reasons to be excited about this season. And I don't know that I'm going to sit here and tell fans, that their expectations are too high. I'm not going to do that. But I think the reason why there's even more excitement is just looking at a lot of these young players and knowing what's right around the corner, regardless of whether the Blues, go 2 rounds this year or however the season ends. You're looking at a situation, guys, Holloway, 23 years old. He looks like he's in game 30 already, and he's coming off torn oblique the way he looks in camp. Carbonell, he looks like he could be a top 10 pick the way he's looking in camp. And I mentioned a couple of the other guys. So I just think that Blues fans are looking at the situation like this has definitely been sped up with Broberg and Holloway. And now you add in these first-round draft picks they've had the last couple of years. You got a situation where the team's going to be competitive, should make the playoffs. And, oh, by the way, you got some really good reinforcement coming in the next couple of years.
JR, if the Blues are ultimately going to have the success that they want to have, that we want to have, who do you think will have the bigger impact? Will it be the big dogs in the top 6 forward group, or will it be the depth in the bottom 6? And I know there's still some question marks about who will actually be on those lines.
Yeah, it's a fair question. It really is. To me, I'm going to pin it on the big dogs. And Doug Armstrong, I'm glad he said that a couple days ago at his press conference, guys. He said, listen, it's not like the season is hanging on guys like Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, these guys, but they have to produce for this team to be successful. You can get some production from your bottom 6, even though you might not know exactly who it is yet. You might look at a third pair that has Mayu and say, he's going to come in and really show that he's an NHL player. But to me, if this team is going to compete and try to climb in the top 3 in the Central Division, try to win a couple rounds in the playoffs, it's got to be a 90, 100-point season from Robert Thomas, a 40-goal season from Jordan Kyrou, and a guy that we haven't talked a lot about, Pavel Buchnevich. He can't score 20 goals. He's back at the wing full-time. He's got the confidence of Jim Montgomery. He's got to be a 30-goal scorer again, like he was a few years ago. And then on defense, I think that's a key thing. You feel like you know what you're going to get from Colton Parayko and Cam Fowler in that top pair. They need to be able to count on Justin Falk to be a consistent player in that second pair with Philip Broberg. So I think if they can get those things from those big dogs, you're going to need some secondary production from some of the positions you mentioned, Marshy, but you got to get it from those guys like Thomas.
At JP Rutherford is where you can find Jeremy Rutherford on X. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. JR, if you think about Jim Montgomery, his overall strategies, team approach, all that, what's the biggest advantage that the Blues have with Jim Montgomery behind the bench? And what do you think is one area that he wants to clean up heading into the season?
Well, I guess if I don't say 6-on-5 goals, and that's one thing that fans are going to
besides 6-on-5. Yeah, good call.
It's the number one on the list there. But it's gosh, I always fall on these cliche words like details, but just I just wish everybody could experience practice ends and all 300 Blues fans who are at practice walk over and listen to Jim Montgomery's post-practice media session when he talks about all the details that he was looking for in practice. And not enough time to go over all of them, but just a little zone entry play, what they're trying to do on that. And I know that when Jim Montgomery came in last year midseason, he was preaching it right away. The team picked up on it. You could see some growth in a lot of those areas where they're paying attention to the details. But now you get it a month before the season, 3 weeks before the season. You're going to be able to practice it with different guys, different spots, heading into game 1 of 82. And so I think it's a situation where the number one thing I get from a Jim Montgomery coaching from day one is this team's going to know what's expected of them right away. And I feel like they can get out to a good start. Braden Shen said that yesterday. It's so important that we get off to a good start because they just can't be playing catch up 30, 40 games in the season. Look, this team's got some talent. I don't know that it matches up with, top 5, top 10 teams in the league unless they can get off to that good start, put themselves in good position and kind of be rolling that second half of the season and then get to that level where they can compete with those teams that might have more talent on the roster.
JR, there are a lot of new names on this team. You got Milan Lucic, who just got signed, Pew Suter, Bukestad. You got a lot of new names, but one name that keeps coming up is Justin Carbonneau. Is there a real chance that this young man could make the team and solidify a spot on this roster?
I'll tell you what, he's doing everything he can. He really is. And just 2 days, right, Carey? But, he said the right things. He said the right things going into camp. He played well at the Prospects tournament up in Minnesota. Just standing next to him, talking to him, you can just feel the energy. Like he wants to come in and be a good NHL player in the next couple of years. Is it going to be this year? I don't think it will be personally. Doug Armstrong said as much a couple of days ago. He said, hey, look, I don't want to break the kid's heart. There's been guys who've come in, Robbie Fabry, and come in and make the team, David Prawn, when you didn't expect it to happen. I just think that this team is at a level right now where it's ready to compete. It needs experienced players on the roster. There's guys ahead of him who would play. Maybe Carbonneau doesn't play as much, even if he makes the roster. So can he get the 9-game trial before he goes back to junior? I suppose it's possible if he does everything right before they need to make that decision. I just see him going back to junior, having another good offensive, productive season, taking what he's learned defensively from this camp and taking that back to junior and trying to execute that better. and then coming in next year and really having a chance to make the team next year. And that's not a knock on him. Look, he's still 18 years old. He looks like he's going to be a good one. But I just think that they don't want to put these guys in position to fail. Right now, everybody's excited about Carbonell. I just think it might be a little bit too early this year to think you're going to kind of count on that type of player.
JR, you mentioned that it feels like it's all business this training camp. And we know that there's some young players, Jimmy Snuggerud, Logan Mayu, who is coming over from Montreal, still a young player, less than 10 games in the NHL. Does it feel like these young players are fitting in where it really doesn't seem like they've only been in the league for like half a season?
Yeah, it really does. And kind of funny today, Jim Montgomery, Marshy, said that I told Snuggerud not to get an apartment just yet. He's got to make this team. And we took that back to Jimmy Snuggerud and said, no, he's right. He's right. NHL is the hardest league in the world to make. And so I'm going to do my best. I think he could probably go sign the papers on that house today if he wants to, the way he looks in the way he looks in camp. Guy, just on him for a second, just so confident. He's just making plays out there with Robert Thomas that you just don't see a guy come in and make right away on the top lines. You might see it on a third line where he comes in and he's playing with those types of guys, but this guy's doing it with Robert Thomas. But to get back to your question, Marshy, as you were asking that question, I was thinking about walking in the locker room the past couple of days. You walk around and I don't even feel like those are necessarily young guys that you'd have questions about, Snuggerud. Now, granted, I said Carbonell is a little ways off, but Mayu, he's over there in the middle of the locker room. Like, I don't look around the locker room and think that, man, are these young guys going to be able to fit in? Like, maybe I'm just looking too far ahead. Like, they already feel a part of it. Like when the management comes out, like Doug Armstrong, and says, "Hey, we're going to give Mayu the runway," and when Montgomery says, "Look, Snuggerud, look what he's doing up there with Robert Thomas." Like, they already feel a part of this thing. That's what I think the beauty of the mixture of players that they have right now. It's not like one or two guys. Remember the Stanley Cup year? How could you forget that? Right? It was stupid.
Right.
We get it.
I forgot about that.
I don't remember that after they won. I don't really remember after that, but
nothing. Yeah, you don't remember anything that night.
Yeah.
But you remember Robert Thomas came in and it was like, okay, that's the young guy. He's playing awesome, but okay, he's the guy that they're bringing along and pushing over the wing. Like, I don't feel like, even though these guys are young, that's the situation where there's so many of them. It seems like every time you turn your head, there's a first round draft pick, standing right next to you. So I feel like the Blues are really doing a good job of bringing these guys in.
JR, have a great weekend, and at least for your purposes, go Seahawks.
Yeah, and if you guys you hear anything on that game, you need me to change up, I'm on the text line. Just give me a holler. And I know when I text you guys the other day, Carey said your Steelers team, you just can't catch a kickoff,
can't catch a kickoff, can't stop a run, can't catch the ball, can't block well. I mean, pretty much everything you need. They didn't do last week. So.
Well, if you guys can help me out, we're playing with Monopoly money this year, so this isn't a real pool, but it's $20,000 Monopoly money, and I'll share the winnings.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah. Well, I think I'll say aye on the Seahawks.
Aye. Yeah.
Yep,
right.
You're good.
All right. Sounds good, boys.
Good luck, brother. See ya.
All right. See ya.
That's our guy, Jeremy Rutherford with The Athletic. Outstanding stuff from him. And if you're not following him right now, shame on you.
Yeah.
At JP Rutherford on X. We've got what's trending for you next on 101 ESPN.
Live from the Blues and Brews at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, you're in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Presented by Scott Lee Heating Company. What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. I need to turn the mute button
Don't
off.
worry about it.
Anyways,
It happens.
Anthony Stalter, Carey Davis, I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we were talking about this earlier when we were diving into the Thursday night football game between the Bills and the Dolphins about the air yardage that Tua had. Well, this is from Next Gen Stats on X. Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa combined to average 1.5 air yards per completion, the lowest mark in a game in the Next Gen Stats era since 2016. Allen attempted only one pass over 10 air yards, while Tua completed as many passes behind the line of scrimmage as past it, 11 each. So my question is this...
Do the Dolphins suck?
No, we already know that.
Not great.
Is this a Thursday night football thing? I feel like the Thursday night football games are just not
Well,
that entertaining.
part of it is, and I've said this before, Thursday night is when you play in the NFL or college football or any of those things, Thursday is probably the day where your body is just now starting to get back to normal.
Mhm.
Like you play on Sunday, Monday is your day off. Monday you come in for film, Tuesday is your day off. Like it took me as a young player, it took me a while to realize I can't just sleep in on Monday because that's all I want to do. I don't want to move. Like my body hurts so bad that I don't want to move. So I had to learn, no, you need to get up. You need to come get a workout in. Tuesday, you need to walk, move around. Like you need to get the blood flowing. But Thursday is probably the day where you start to feel all the aches and the pains and the soreness is starting to subside and you're back to normal. And then if you have to play another game that day, you're going to be kind of sluggish. So it's usually guys rev up to Sunday. Like you practice hard, but your body is not, all the way back. And so sometimes I think those Thursday night games, while exciting and fun for the NFL fan and for the fan bases and for the ownership, because you get games and everybody's watching, as a player, you're like, damn it, man.
Yeah.
But we're both going through it, meaning the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins are both going through it. Now who can put that aside and finish this game? But the play, in my opinion, is not going to be the explosive plays. You're not going to see a lot of that because, guys, I mean, we're human. We're not robots. You don't just hit the refresh button. It's not like the video game where you can just hit the reset and everybody's back to normal. No, your body hurts.
Right.
And so that Thursday night, you're like, you're looking forward to it because you're looking forward to get through it because now you got at least 10 days before the next game. So, but Thursday night is a hard game to kind of get your mind and body prepared to play. I think it's worse later in the season because you've already built up all of those games and your body is banged up and beat up.
I wonder if Miami comes out in week 3 and perhaps wins that game if it's not Thursday night football, or do you think they get blown out even more because now the Bills are on a full weeks of rest and instead of them being on short rest?
Yeah, I actually think it, and we won't know, right? But I actually think it benefits Miami that it's a short week of preparation. Like Carey said, while you're both banged up, Buffalo is banged up as opposed to full rest. I at the very least, I don't disagree that sometimes the games aren't that explosive or really good games. I do like that they mostly have divisional games because at least the opponent very well. If you're going to have a short week, have it be a short week when you're playing an opponent that inside and out.
Right.
So I love that there is football on Thursday nights. Last night was at the very least it was a close game, and I think that's all you can kind of ask for right now.
Guys, this is pretty cool. We did not mention this yesterday, but College Game Day will have Matthew Tkachuk joining them in Miami this Saturday to be the College Game Day guest picker.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
The Tkachuks, as everybody knows, the Tkachuks have all of them got a great personality. We had Big Waltz on not too long ago, and we were cracking up with him. Matthew he's well-spoken, personable, authentic. He is 100% him. And I think it goes to show you that this is one of the superstars in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, he is the first NHL player on College Game Day. He will make history when he gets up on the desk and starts making college football picks with the rest of the guys. I think it's awesome.
I do too.
Do you think that he, in terms of off ice, do you think that he is up there for face of the league? You know, you have Connor McDavid right now, him and Sidney Crosby, like faces of the NHL because of what they do on the ice. You don't really hear from them though. And then their personality, they're kind of quiet. Not saying they're bad dudes or anything. They're just quiet. Whereas Matthew Tkachuk is out there. He's doing stuff. He's doing stuff like this. From an off ice perspective, do you think Matthew Tkachuk is the guy to promote? I mean, there's a reason why he's on the cover of NHL 26.
Well, this goes back. This I think ties in perfectly. Marsh, you and I often disagree on the definition of a star or a superstar.
Yeah.
But this, I think, goes into exactly why I often say personality has to matter when it comes to whether or not somebody becomes just a natural superstar.
I think Bryce Harper is the best of both worlds in that.
I mean, tremendous example, yes. But I do think that personality matters when it comes to, quote unquote, selling somebody to an entire league. And Matthew Tkachuk and his personality, there is something to him. He's got kind of a magnetic personality where if, Mike Trout, when he to be a superstar, you do have to be a personality.
You should be charismatic. I think that helps when you are. It allows you to be more out in front, more seen, more open, more people know who you are because you are charismatic. I think Charles Barkley fits that role. Like, he's a superstar because of how charismatic he was. He also was a damn good basketball player, league MVP. Like, people, Shaquille O'Neal, charismatic. Like, people that are, I think it helps just when your game is really good and you're a really good player, but you're also someone that people can look at and say, wow, he's an interesting person as well. I think that helps make you more recognizable and make people think that you are a superstar.
Last thing here, and we had a feeling that this would be the case, but it was made official today that Jaden Daniels with a knee injury has been ruled out for week 3. So Anthony, one of your favorite quarterbacks out there, Marcus Mariota, will start against the Raiders for the Washington Commanders. So do you see the Commanders taking a step back offensively through this, or what are you thinking here?
I think they take a step back offensively for sure, but I do not have them losing this game.
Ugly game?
I think the Commanders are going to be just fine, and it really does boil down to circumstance, situation, and opponent. I mentioned this yesterday. The Commanders played when? Last Thursday in Green Bay. When did the Raiders play?
Sunday night?
Monday night.
Was it Monday night?
Yes, at home. Now the Raiders have to go to D.C.
Man, that's terrible scheduling.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Washington with a couple of days off, couple of extra days off. Raiders with one fewer day off, and the Raiders aren't good. Their defense isn't good. Geno Smith hasn't looked good. Nothing's firing on all. I don't. They won week 1. I'll give them that
on the road,
but they look terrible on Monday night.
That is a tough thing. You go on the road to New England, you travel home, you play on a Monday night, then you go on the road again to DC. Like that's a lot of travel. Normally you would have had the New England DC game so that they can stay on the East Coast and not have to go back home for an entire week. But I mean, it is what it is. Every team's going to have to travel to and fro at some point across country. But it's going to. We'll figure out who that team is right now. I don't know who they are. I think they can be good. I think they have some elements If Brock Bowers is healthy, I know he's a little banged up going into last week with a knee injury. If he's healthy and you can find a way to get the running game going, you should be all right. I actually don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a closer game than you do with them.
It might be close.
Because Jaden Daniels being out, I think changes a lot for that team.
Yeah, I by no means am I saying Washington a blowout or anything like that. I had when we did our picks for the Pick'em Challenge, I put Commanders in, knowing that Marcus Mariota was going to start the game. I just don't think they're going to lose. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We have the Blues and Brews game, the live street party here at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. We're inside the beer garden right now, broadcasting live, and looking forward to what should be a fun night.
Are we not suiting up?
I don't think so.
I have my hockey gear in my car.
But no. But you're doing, I think, Maryville tonight.
Yeah, we do have a first home game of the year.
Yeah, you are not going to be on the ice. You're broadcasting.
Gotcha.
And Carey is going to take his wonderful mother out for her birthday. So Carey's also not suiting up. Maybe I'll get out there.
All right. Let me know.
I've seen you with a hockey stick, Anthony.
It's not pretty.
Oh, I was going to give you a compliment.
Oh.
Because you're able to get the puck out of the zone,
Very
high
true.
hoist out of the zone,
Clear
soft
it.
chip off the glass. I've seen you do it
I appreciate
at the camp, the Clear camp.
A lot of these Blues players that you're going to see throughout the season also attended the Clear camp. We don't like to broadcast it, but you're going to see a lot of fine clears.
Yeah. It's very humble of you.
Well, we do what we can in the Clear camp. Top storylines this season for the Blues. We're getting to those next on 101 ESPN.
The Redbird
3:05, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. We are live inside the beer garden at Anheuser-Busch Brewery. We're here for Blues and Brews. We're excited for the outdoor street party tonight. We're seeing some people set up. The Grammy-nominated band Carey is going to be here, and we got all kinds of activities going on. Should be food trucks and things like that, so it's going to be a fun evening. Speaking of our Blues, what are the top storylines this season for the Blues? And Marsh, there are so many that we could spend a good 10 minutes just cycling through them, even if we didn't give any thoughts.
Right.
I think the biggest storyline, though, is expectations have risen based on what you did a year ago. And I didn't set those expectations. The Blues did.
Right.
And we didn't set the expectations. Doug Armstrong did when he said, and I keep coming back to this a lot because I think it's a really, it is a poignant moment in Doug Armstrong's postseason presser when he said multiple times that the whatever is over. The rebuild, the retool, done. So from that point forward, expectations are we are a real contender. Now, are they built to win a Stanley Cup this season? I don't know. At least on paper, no. But the expectations, I think, are win a playoff series now, if not two. That I think is one of the biggest storylines, is that the expectations have naturally risen, and it doesn't feel like a reach to say that they're a legit contender.
I don't know. I do agree that they could be a legit contender. Do we not know that they are a potential Stanley Cup champion? Push for a team?
I can't say definitively one way or another.
Got you.
I couldn't say this is a Stanley Cup contender. I also, if somebody said, you know what, I could see him being a Stanley Cup contender, it wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't be like, no, come on.
The way that they were playing at the end of the year when they were going on their win streak, I don't think that any team could beat that team. And there's a reason why they had such a long win streak, because no team could.
Yeah.
Even when the team was down, they found ways to win. They were never out of games. If they can play that style, and the key here is to be consistent. That's what makes a great hockey team or a great football team, great baseball team, whatever it may be. Basketball team, name your sport.
Ping pong, rugby.
Well, it's not much
Soccer.
of a team game. Ping pong.
I'm sure they have teams.
Do they have
like,
doubles?
They got a
Sure.
team of people that help that player. Like a tennis player has a team.
Okay.
It's only one player that plays.
NASCAR, they got their pit crew. They have it there, the team.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anyways.
IndyCar, Formula One.
Yeah.
You name it.
Anyways, that team in itself through that stretch, if that is what their new style of hockey looks like for this entire year, now they're going to lose games for sure because oh my gosh, 82-0. All right, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. I'll write it down. But why can't that style of hockey with these players, which I think they've gotten better this season, why can't that team be a Stanley Cup contender? I don't see why they can't.
The only reason why I would hesitate is do we know that the top guys are going to perform at a level that they need to all season long, and can they stay healthy? Like Robert Thomas.
Yeah.
Robert Thomas was banged up early on last year. It wasn't until after the Four Nations tournament where he turned into one of the top players in the league, let alone the Blues.
Right. Well, let's say that that's my point. If that style of hockey, the way that they were playing, if that is a year-long thing rather than half a season,
then yes.
Then absolutely. I mean, you can make the case for any team if they aren't healthy, if their guys don't show up, they take a step back. Like any team could fall out of the mix. Look at the Nashville Predators last year.
Sure.
High expectations for those guys because they have players on their team that have had success, and they were a dumpster fire last year.
All right, so I'll say this. Outside of the normal reasons, the obvious reasons for a team to fall flat, then no.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. I think that if we've heard Jamie say it multiple times that Robert Thomas could be a 100-point player. If that happens, then what is Jordan Kyrou and Dylan Holloway doing as well? What about Pavel Buchnevich, who I don't think had the year up to his standards last year? What if you get 30 goals from Dylan Holloway? You get 40 goals from Jordan Kyrie. You get another 27 from Booch. Like, what if you get all of these? And there's a lot of what ifs, but I do think that there are. And then you got the goaltending of Jordan Bennington, and you know what he's capable of doing. So I do think that there's a chance or a recipe for this team to have that level of success if they play the style that they played to end last year, along with the growth and the maturity that you had from losing that playoff series the way that you did. Like, I think a lot of things can go really well for this team this year. And to be honest, I mean, let's be real. We as stats and facts, as St. Louisans, we have to have something to be looking forward to, right?
Oh,
this is the first season in a while that we like.
I mean, every day there's something to look forward to.
In life, that's true, Anthony. You got children, you got your spouse, you got your work comrades.
Absolutely.
Like we have here. I look forward to seeing you guys every day. But in terms of like your professional sports teams here in St. Louis, so it's been a while.
Oh no, it's been a while. Yeah, okay. Well, actually, we know exactly when it's been. It's been since
2020
Game 7 last year. Game 7 last year.
Since what? We've had some.
No, I'm talking about going into a season.
Oh, into a season.
Yeah,
I would
say
into
a season.
This day last year.
You were not.
Are we talking about the Blues? Or are we talking about?
I was in general.
I was excited about the Blues last year.
You weren't not to this level.
No,
like
no,
this.
no,
We're being honest.
Not to this level.
We're being open and honest. We're being honest and real.
Hey, we're in a trust tree.
It for sure. The Albert Pujols here.
2022.
Oh.
That's what I said.
That's true.
I was fine. I bought my
damn
tickets.
Time, man.
I bought my tickets to go to opening weekend.
Friday, man.
The second that he signed, I remember it happened super late at night. And I'm like, oh man, I bet you people are asleep right now. I'm gonna go buy my tickets while there's still $15 before Albert Pujols gets announced, and people wake up and are like, oh, I gotta get my tickets. And then I got the tickets. He didn't play that day, actually.
Man.
That kind of stunk.
Sorry, Marsh. That hurts.
The one thing, though, I think that could obviously hinder this team from being a Stanley Cup contender are the teams that are in the Western Conference. The Western Conference is stacked. And there's other teams, and we mentioned it yesterday, Utah Mammoth. That's another team that I'm sure they're very excited about what they have brewing in Utah. So there could be other teams that are trying to be what you were last year, while the Blues are trying to catch their opponents in the Central Division and in the West and all that good stuff. So I think, if anything, it's going to be those teams. But again, if the Blues can play the style that they played at the end of the season under Jim Montgomery, I cannot see why this team can't go far this season.
I completely agree. All right. Rapid fire storylines. I think Justin Carbonneau is quickly becoming an early season storyline.
Yeah.
I think just the young guys in general, like the maturation of Jimmy Snuggerud, is a storyline.
I think it's just the young guys in general.
Logan
like
Mailloux.
the way that this team is constructed, the way that this roster has been built. I think that you give young guys kind of that room to grow and to have mistakes, because you're going to have mistakes as a young player. When we have veterans on the other side of that, they're there to help correct some of those mistakes, to kind of nurture and guide you in the right way. I think that this roster, the way that it is built, is set up for these young players to have success because they got veterans that they can lean on and a good coaching staff.
Marsh?
Yeah, for me,
rapid fire.
It's the big dogs, right? The big dogs. We talked about it yesterday. We talked about it with JR. Can those guys actually do what we think that they can do? Can they take that next step? Because in order for the Blues to take that next step as a franchise, they need to know whether or not these guys are those types of players, or maybe in the coming years, if they are who they are right now, which are really good players, really excited for this upcoming season for them. If they can't take that next step, maybe the front office goes out and gets somebody that can ultimately make this team a little bit better. I don't know, but I think this season is a huge pivotal season for where the Blues are in their whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely, agreed. This is the one where you kind of set the tone for the current Blues era.
A tone-setting season.
Yeah. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. That's Andrew March. That's Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. When we return, we got a big week in college football. Week 4, college football roundtable. we'll look at some of the matchups, sir, but we'll also look at some big picture topics as well. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Anheuser-Busch Brewery on 101 ESPN. Presented by Scott Lee Heating Company.
Inside the beer garden at the brewery, the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're getting ready for Blues and Brews. It's going to be a great event down here tonight in St. Louis, and we're happy everybody's joining us right now with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter. No Jamie Rivers will be back with us on Monday. College football week 4, our roundtable. Let's start off with some of the non-specific week 4 storylines. Let's go overarching here.
We got to watch the games first.
The college
college
games,
yeah.
To make judgments on week 4.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I got you. Yeah,
we got to be able to watch them.
Yeah, more of a preview, Marsh, than a yeah. I should have. That's on me. I should have specified.
It's the prerequisite.
Yeah. Obviously, they have to run the table. Does Notre Dame, but is there still a path for the fighting Irish?
Fighting Illini.
Fighting
I heard you.
To make the college football playoff.
I mean, what are they ranked? 24 right now. I think that
their schedule is softer than
their
Charmin.
Their schedule is soft, and I think that they were left in the top 25. So you will play a USC team that is ranked number 25 right now. But I think that's the only other ranked team that they have on their schedule going forward. But to answer your question, to be in the college football playoff, I don't know. But I do think they'll stay ranked in the top 25. I think they have to be dominant. Your first 2 losses against Miami, who is the number 4 team in the country right now, also against Texas A&M, who is top 10 or top 12, I believe.
Two close
losses. And 2 close losses. One of them at home, though. That's kind of the problem. If you lost both of those on the road, you can chalk that up to saying, no, you play that on a neutral site, or if you play that at home, it's probably a Notre Dame game. But you lost to Texas A&M at home, and so that's a difficult one to.
And I know you don't
swallow.
look at this, Carey, but I have to at least throw it in the mix. They're favored by over a touchdown in that game.
Yeah,
like we can look back and say, well, Texas A&M, they're ranked, and boy, that's a really good team. However, going in, you were a 7.5.
You were considered the better
favorite at home at night, all that, and you should have won the game, but you didn't.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for them to get into the college football playoff. Like I said earlier this week, this college football playoff season, it seems like it's wide open. You don't know who's going to be at the top. You don't know who could potentially win the national championship. I think they don't have enough to get back into the top 12 before the season ends.
I agree. And Marsh?
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say, sorry, before you go, is I actually don't think they're going to run the table. I know their schedule is soft. I just got done saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But this defense is not the same defense that it was a year ago from a coach. They lost their defensive coordinator. Obviously, some of the pieces have changed. I don't think defensively, from what I've seen in the first 2 weeks, they're going to be good enough.
I'm looking back at their schedule last year after they lost to NIU. They had 4 wins against top 25 ranked opponents. I'm looking at their schedule now. I'm sure that they thought Boise State was going to be in the top 25 come October 4th. Mm-hmm. If you can win that game, that helps your schedule. You have USC. We know USC, big-time college football program. I don't know if USC is going to be in the top 25 come October 18th. They've shown that they're not a consistent football team. Navy was ranked last year. Navy's not ranked right now. You don't have a Georgia Tech on your schedule. That would have been nice to have them on your schedule like you had them last year, because Georgia Tech's a good football team now. I just don't see the path for them. And what really hurts them is that they're not in a conference.
Right.
So they won't have the opportunity to get that automatic bid. So I think, honestly, you want to play.
Just say no.
The teams. No, I don't see it happening.
Thank you. I'll say no. I'll say aye.
I'm just, I don't know if they should have scheduled Miami and Texas A&M right off the get-go.
If you
it was years in advance, and I mean, that's part of the problem.
If you win those games, it's great.
Yeah. Set up, but
you are set up, but clearly that's not the case.
You guys buy into the return of Miami football? Are the Canes a national title contender again?
I actually like what Carson Beck has been doing. And it is surprising because that last year at Georgia, I wasn't really sure as to what he was. I think he's been doing a fantastic job thus far this season.
Who has changed your mind more? Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Yeah, Justin Herbert.
Got it.
Justin Herbert can actually play, man. Who knew?
Who knew?
Damn, running the damn ball all the time. Who knew he could actually throw it 35 times for 300 plus yards? I didn't. Learn something new every day.
Sorry, Miami. Go ahead.
But no, I think Miami is set up to be a really good team. They've done a good job thus far this season. That win against Notre Dame was a huge win. Again, a close game, but a really huge win. The South Florida win was another big win, which South Florida seemed like they were a team of destiny, and Miami thumped them. It wasn't even close. So I think Miami is kind of trending in that direction of, yes, they will be in the college football playoffs, especially if they win out. They got a Florida State matchup, and they got Florida this weekend. I don't know what Florida is. They
good defense.
DJ Lagway threw
Real
5
offense.
interceptions against
The
LSU.
the running back's out.
Yeah, so
They're
but that matchup in a couple of weeks against Florida State should be a really good one. So we'll get a test of who they are at that point. But I do like what Miami is doing right now.
I think Miami is a legit national title contender. Carson Beck right now is in the mix to win Heisman. We'll see as the season wears on, but he has played very well. And even more so, Mario Cristobal has got that defense playing very well. Outside of when Notre Dame started to come back in that game, Miami has had dominant performances thus far defensively. Now they played who? Bethune-Cookman, and South Florida. South Florida wound up being a bigger test than we thought at the start of the season. But Florida ain't going to move the ball against these guys tomorrow night. And then, of course, you got the Tallahassee match, the Florida State matchup in Tallahassee, which you mentioned. But I think Miami, again, with the way that defense is playing, with the way that front seven looks, I think Miami is a legit contender.
Well, if you look at Mario Cristobal, since he's been with Miami, the team just continues to stack wins each and every year. 5 wins, 7 wins, 10 wins. Now that obviously they've only played 3 games, but to me that shows that this team is poised to either have a 12 or 13 win season. Yeah. This team is absolutely a title contender. And I'm glad that Miami football is back because the amount of hype that they brought back in the early 2000s, even going back to the 90s and 80s, like Miami football, when it is going, college football is good.
I just want to be clear here. They're not the Miami of the 2000s.
Oh, no, not at all.
He was talking about the hype.
Yeah, no, not even, no. Because that Miami team had
that was an NFL team.
That was
first
an NFL
round
team
draft
sure.
picks throughout like 3 or 4
years.
No,
that was an NFL team.
It's 4 running backs on the
roll.
We're all first rounders. They are
Santonio Holmes.
No, Santana Moss.
Yeah,
Santonio went to Ohio State.
There are 2 football programs in this country that I think if they are in the mix, it makes college football that much better. That's Miami and USC. And USC is not one of those teams, and they haven't been, in my opinion, since Pete Carroll. So Miami, they have something brewing. I'm excited to see what they can do. And they have a guy that has played in massive games as their starting quarterback. And a dude who a lot of people, including myself, kind of put down. I didn't really believe in Carson Beck. And now he's having the opportunity to prove everyone in the country that he can play the position and play it at a very elite level.
Is Arch Manning already a bust?
Yes.
I won't go there.
Actually, I won't say that.
I won't go that far.
You already did.
He did.
No, he's not because
it's definitive too.
No, because I was thinking if Arch Manning, if I don't give him the grace that I'm trying to give myself with JJ McCarthy, then I'm just a hypocrite. So I'm not going to do that.
I did not think you were going
I think
there.
he's going to be a fantastic
All
quarterback. He'll be
roads-
number 1. He's going to be a fantastic guy.
I did not see
he's
that
just
coming.
struggling early, Anthony. Come on.
All roads lead back to the Vikings. That's what I've learned.
CD, he does not look good at
Arch,
all.
no, it looks like his form is jacked up. It
Terrible.
looks like he's hurt. It looks like he's indecisive in terms of where the ball needs to go. He's throwing the ball behind receivers, not on time, not on target. And you won 27-9, I think, against UTEP. But you were 40-point favorites, if I'm not mistaken. And again, that doesn't matter. But some teams, you're supposed to beat the hell out of them. And they're not supposed to have a chance to play you that close at home. And to me, that's not that's just a bad look. And I think all of the praise, if his last name wasn't Manning, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. Let's start there. I think some of the praise is coming from, the family lineage and all of the things that his uncles have done, that his grandfather has done, and the expectations on him are extremely high. And he's at the University of Texas, and the University of Texas has high hopes of being in the college football playoff and winning a national championship, and all of those things on you are a lot. But he does have to play better. They booed him last week when he threw like 10 incompletions in a row. Like, he has to play better. The offense has to be better with him under center and behind center. So you got to figure out how to fix it and how to make it better.
All right, we will spend more time talking about Illinois and Mizzou and their matchups this weekend. Two really good matchups. Illinois is on the road to take on Indiana, and Mizzou is hosting South Carolina. So we'll have a full breakdown of those games. But we do have a lineup for tonight's Cardinals game, so we'll play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN.
Brewery for Blues and Brews. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, presented by Scott Lee Heating Company.
Well, as Bradford Bruns just told you in the Sports Center update, it's time to play the lineup game as the Cardinals host the Brewers tonight. We've got the Miz on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers, Jacob Mizorowski. The Cardinals will counter with Sonny Gray. So the Miz, a right-hander. And, Marsh, you get to play the lineup game today.
Yeah, I do. I think last time I played it, I was absolutely horrendous. So hopefully I don't derail this lineup game for you guys.
No, it's for us. For us. All right. CD, you want to start us off?
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
Would you like to go, Marsh? Or you want me to go?
No, I'll go. Show us Ivan Herrera.
Oh, Yvonne. That's a French-ass name, Yvonne. Yeah, my little croissant. Little cheese on my croissant.
How's it feel to get the first one?
It feels good, yeah.
First one always feels the best.
Yeah.
Yep. First time.
It's quick, but it's good.
Yeah.
Show us Alec Burleson.
I thought I told you I'm the star.
You're already acting like you're a star, and we haven't even opened yet.
Jamie's out, so somebody's got to pick up the slack.
Yes.
I don't know who this is gonna be. Guys, Nolan or is it Nolan?
Sure.
I think it's Nolan, yeah.
Show us. Nolan Arenado.
A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
This has been Sajaci, correct?
Yeah, what about the Newt?
Oh, yeah, good call. Probably the Newt then Sajaci.
I would say that's the way I would go.
Lefty,
CD?
righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Sure.
Show us Lars Nootbaar.
International superstar.
Watch out, they're running any walls or anything.
All right. So now we're thinking Sajaci.
Yeah.
All right. Show us Thomas Sajaci.
Richard, do I have a mark on my face? It really hurts.
Nope, nothing. I thought I hit you on the shoulder.
My shoulder doesn't hurt very much, but my face does.
This is gonna be Gorman. We need a lefty. He said lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty.
I'm looking at it though.
righty.
We need some outfielders.
Yeah, Newt's an outfielder.
Oh yeah, I got.
I
third
think
base.
think Walker and
Walker.
Scott. So this is probably. I think
Or
this is a
Paez.
catcher. I think it's Paez.
Show us.
You think so?
I think so. What about you?
Hey, show us Pedro Paez.
Smithy, throw this
Oh,
You're out!
Maybe.
And Walker Scott.
I think it's Walker Scott because you need outfielders. The Newpart's your only outfielder.
Show us Jordan Walker.
Die for every ball. It's boring otherwise. Plus, it looks harder.
It's too long. Too long.
Too long.
For a perfect game,
Yeah.
Victor
Do it.
Scott.
Sure.
Show us Victor Scott.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Nice job there, Marshy.
There we go.
Bradford Bruns back in the studio. Why don't you go ahead and run that thing?
Gentlemen, well done. Leading off indeed for the Redbirds tonight against the Miz. That would be your second baseman, Brendan Donovan, followed by the DH, Ivan Herrera, first baseman, Alec Burleson batting third, and then it's Nolan Arenado, the cleanup hitter, and third baseman, left fielder Lars Nootbaar, followed by the shortstop, Thomas Sajaci in the sixth hole, Pedro Paez behind the plate, and hitting seventh, followed by Jordan Walker, your right fielder, and finally the center fielder, Victor Scott the second.
Back. They fair! They fair!
Go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw! Home run!
Marsh, what are our latest standings?
Jamie has 33. Anthony, you have 26. Carey with 21, and I have 6.
Jamie did send in his pick.
Did he?
Yeah, he's got Herrera.
Damn
it, man. Yeah. All right. Doty's laughing, but this is important. Give me Lars Taylor, Tetsui Newbar. I'm not excited, but give me Newt.
Oh, it's on me. Give me Pozo. I got 9 games left, man. Just 9 games left. Only 9 games left. Just 9 games left.
Yeah.
In order to catch up. I only got 9 games left.
You say it with a smile, despite you've got.
I mean, I get excited when baseball is out. I only got 9 games
You're
left.
excited about playoff victory.
I got 9 games left. Yep.
Marsh,
got to catch up.
Who do you want?
Give me. Let's see here. Honestly, like I could go the off the bench route, but I mean, I need a sure thing here. So
is there a sure thing?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Give me give me Alec Burleson.
Who'd you have, Anthony?
Newt.
Newt.
Yeah, I took Newt. I love the detailed notes you're taking here, CD.
That's just how my brain works.
I
I
like
have
it.
to, we don't sit by each other normally.
No, we don't. Yeah, this
you,
is.
you kind of can see how I'm all over the place.
No, I like
got a bunch
it,
of
man.
tabs pulled up. Just
That's good stuff right there. Yep. All right, your Cardinals.
That's also so no one cheats.
Okay. now it makes sense. All right, Jacob Mizorowski will oppose Sonny Gray tonight, 7:15 at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals are now 74-79 on the year.
Almost there.
For the end of the season.
Closing time.
Cardinals are 5 games back. They've dropped 7 of their last 10. Mets still clinging to a 2-game lead in the wild card.
9-game winning streak, Anthony.
Yeah, you're right there.
Right back in it.
Yep. Do you think they make the playoffs with a 9-game winning streak? Because I do not.
No, because
if every team in front of them loses.
The second they decide to start winning games,
somebody else.
So will the
win.
other teams
Yeah.
in front of them. That's just usually how that works.
Yep. It's not been a great year for the Cardinals, and that is saying the absolute least.
They had a great month, though.
Yeah, that one month was good.
In May.
It was a hell of a month.
All right, I got it. It's enough. Enough of the. We talked too much Cardinals today. NFL Week 3, biggest storylines next on 101 ESPN.
The org as a whole is in a pretty good
Fast Lane and the Blues and Brews at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. You're in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Presented by Scott Lee Heating Company.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. NFL Week 3 biggest storylines. Unfortunately, I think one of the big storylines is backup quarterbacks. Washington will start Marcus Mariota as Jaden Daniels has been officially ruled out by his head coach Dan Quinn. Marcus Mariota will face his former team, one of his former teams, the Raiders.
Got a lot of them, huh?
The Raiders. He's got a few. We also have the backup bowl in Minnesota as Marsh's Vikings will take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, that will be Carson Wentz on one side and Jake Browning on the other. So, unfortunately, again, the backup quarterbacks that will be in this weekend, it kind of puts a damper on things. Mac Jones, we don't know if he's going to be the starter in San Francisco or it's going to be Brock Purdy, but I do think that's one of the storylines. I think Washington's going to be fine. Flip a coin, Minnesota, Cincinnati. I think Minnesota wins that game because they got the better coaching and the better defense, but Carson Wentz just got there an hour ago. So
you don't have any faith in Jake Browning, huh?
Didn't you say that last week, though, about Minnesota in Atlanta? They had the better coaching. They had the better defense.
He said the exact same thing.
Case.
I was wrong about the better defense.
I mean, I still think Minnesota has a hell of a defense.
I do, too.
They just – I mean, their offense didn't help them.
I think Minnesota has a hell of a defense when they're healthy. When they're injured, which they
didn't have the logo.
The Falcons is
I'm pretty sure
Jerry West playing.
If
Jerry
I
West
had,
back,
I
just the only logo.
I think Van Ginkel will play this.
Finkel and
that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
All right.
Harrison Smith is still out.
I don't know what's going on.
He's got some type
of
a
personal thing, right?
It's a I don't know. I thought it was like
they're saying it's an illness,
infection or illness. Yeah, that he's been dealing with.
The key for me is Christian Darrisaw.
I don't think he's
Christian
back yet
Darrisaw is playing, and this is about an hour ago from the Vikings. Their injury report. Ryan Kelly is out. That's not great.
No, he's their starting
J.J.
center.
McCarthy obviously out. Justin School, who is the backup left tackle, who was getting schooled while on the field the last 2 weeks, he is out. Not too upset about that. Although now they're on their third left tackle, potentially.
Those are rookies, too, unfortunately.
Anthony, you're not making it easy.
Sorry.
He's just
Christian Darrisaw, Harrison Smith, Andrew Van Ginkel, questionable. So.
What about the other linebacker that had the hamstring?
Blake Cashman?
Yeah, Cashman.
He's going to be out for a little bit.
Okay.
But they have Wilson, who was the one who ended up punching the football out of Drake London's arm.
Nice play.
He has actually stepped up. I've really enjoyed watching him play. So,
all right. Other storylines for you guys.
Rams Eagles. I think that's going to be a great matchup in Philadelphia. Eagles haven't done much offensively yet, but they found ways to win the game. And defensively, something defensively has felt a little bit off, but they are still getting after the quarterback. I thought they played really well against the Chiefs, and that was a good matchup. But the offense for the Philadelphia Eagles, is Jalen Hurts able to turn it on? Is he able to find A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? Is he able to make big plays? Does Saquon Barkley jump back into the offensive MVP player caliber that he was last year? And then offensively for the other side, I mean, we talked about Matthew Stafford and his back the entire offseason. He looks pretty good. Puka Nacua just plays football. It's like whoever – if you want to play football as a receiver, play with Matthew Stafford. Hey, Megatron, if you're Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, he's going to throw the ball to you 25 times a game.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the hell wouldn't you want to be his teammate? Give me the ball. Sign me up to play wide receiver for Matthew Stafford because he's throwing his number one target. He's throwing him the ball, man.
He's going to get you paid.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua is going to have a good game again. I think this is going to be a really good matchup. I do think the Eagles are the better team, I think it's going to take Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback that does whatever needs to be done to win. If it's throwing for 101 yards and not turning it over, cool.
That game in particular for me is the one where, and I have the Eagles winning too. That they're going to take a step back by any means. It's just I haven't been impressed with the way that they have won the games. I could totally see LA winning this game, especially since Doty's going to be there.
So Doty, our engineer, I promise you I'm not hedging here. I agree with you, Marsh. I have the Eagles winning this game. However, it would not shock me in the least if the Rams pull off a very small upset. One, they gave the Eagles hell last year in the playoffs. They had the ball down inside. What was it, Doty? It wasn't quite the red zone, was it? Close, about 30. They were inside the 30 or 35, driving last year for a chance to potentially win that game. And the Eagles, as we know, went on to win the Super Bowl. The other factor is what you talked about. The Eagles, from a passing game standpoint, they have not been impressive. Now, they can run the ball. They're going to bully you. They're going to play great defense. So that's why I have the Eagles winning this game. But I think this is going to be a tight one. It's going to come down to the wire, and it would not shock me if the Rams were to pull off that upset. The other storyline, and I don't think it's going to be at the end of the night, but it is right now. The Chiefs are 0-2.
Yeah.
National primetime game, but they're in New York against the Giants. The Chiefs' issues are real offensively, full stop.
Yeah.
But they should be able to overcome this against the Giants. If for some reason they don't, even if it's a close game and the Chiefs have to pull one out late, man,
tough.
They got to. Perhaps their problems are even deeper than we're letting on.
Is there a chance if Russell Wilson plays like he did in the final minute of the game, since there was 50 points scored in that final minute, it seemed like, did the Giants win this game? Do you see any world where the Giants win this game? Or in every universe that you're a part of, the Chiefs win?
Yeah. I don't see it happening, but I agree with Anthony. The offense for Kansas City has to be better. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is your leading rusher. At this rate, he's going to have 1,000 yards rushing. Like he's with 60-some yards a game, and he's going to be 1,000-yard rusher, and he's going to be the leading rusher. They can't run the football. They can't have explosive plays downfield. They aren't doing much of anything that is exciting offensively, and that's not who we know the Kansas City Chiefs to be. Do the Giants have a chance? No, I don't. But if they actually were in the game, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, because what I've seen from the Kansas City Chiefs so far this season is it ain't been great. It hasn't even really been good.
Well, I was shocked that the Giants were even in that game with the Cowboys last week. So that's why I have this thought of, well, could they at least cover? Could they make this a close game where if you're a Kansas City fan, you're really sitting there and you're feeling stressed on a Sunday night?
If
the
they
Sunday scaries in Kansas City.
If they are in this game, the Giants, and if they have a chance to win this game, Kansas City Chiefs they're going to start from scratch because they got some things that they got to rebuild. And obviously it's injuries that has been taking place, the suspension, but up front, offensive line, like you have to be better at that position. And they got some things they need to correct. Maybe this is a get-right game for the Kansas City Chiefs, but
it should be.
It should be, but if it's a close game, man, Kansas City is going to have an issue.
The other intriguing one, just because it's a little combustible and fun, is the Cowboys and Bears.
Yeah.
You've got the Matt Eberflus return to Soldier Field game. Everybody's watching Caleb Williams, of course. I've been of the mindset, and I stated this before the season, that I think the second half of the season is going to look much better than the first half for Caleb Williams. However, I know you listen sometimes to Colin Cowherd, CD. I heard him say, and I thought he brought up a great point. He played some audio of Ben Johnson talking about Tyson Bagent the backup quarterback, and how Ben Johnson was saying, man, it's like we've got the same brain. He's so intense. This, that, and the other. He was like heaping praise. Like, this guy's basically me from an intensity standpoint, a preparation standpoint. Like,
That's not good.
Man. Could we see Caleb Williams lose his gig at some point in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. If he ends up rolling his ankle and has to be out for 2 to 4 weeks,
or
sprains it,
rolls his ankle.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Rolls his ankle.
That's what I'm referring to.
You know what? You look like you rolled your ankle on the first play of the game.
Oh, no, Coach, I'm fine. Yeah,
you played the entire game?
I feel good. Yeah,
I saw you running on that last play.
Yeah, Coach, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you sprained your ankle.
Huh, I did.
It happened on the first play of the game, but you looked good throughout the entire game. But I think you sprained your ankle.
Really?
And I'm gonna say that you're out on Monday with a whole week to prepare with treatment.
Not only that, it's not going to be an easy recovery. 2 to 4 weeks.
I think you're out 2 to 4 weeks.
What the hell?
Coach, I'm walking fine.
I cannot see Caleb Williams getting benched.
I don't either.
I can't like the city of Chicago would be in an uproar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that they're not right
they're
now.
They're always in an uproar.
But
they're always
this will
pissed.
be this. I always like to kind of play these scenarios out. Again, I'm a storyline guy. Bears fans, I'm putting myself in their shoes. What will the excuse be, or what will the complaint be?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Matt Eberflus, the new coach Ben Johnson, he can't even beat the old guy.
That'd be
The
bad.
storylines write themselves. The anger writes the rage writes itself. Another good game is Broncos and Chargers. I don't know what the storyline is necessarily outside of can Denver rebound from their loss last week. They have not looked sharp early on, and now they've got a Chargers team that's 2-0, and it looks like one of the best teams in football.
I like what the Chargers are doing. Khalil Mack, we talked about it last week or earlier this week. I think it's a dislocated elbow. I haven't seen the report, but it looked bad. It looked like it was worse than I guess what they're reporting. So he'll be back this season. But that's the one thing that can derail the Chargers. We've already seen some of the injuries start to creep in. You saw the injury to Rashawn Slater. You've seen the injury to Khalil Mack. Some of your better players, if they can't stay healthy or they don't stay healthy, that will be the one thing that could derail them. But the Chargers are a really good team. Mm-hmm. And the Broncos, for me, still I wasn't as high on Bo Nix as I think you were. I think you thought the marriage of Sean Payton and Bo Nix would right some things. I think we're seeing now kind of that sophomore slump for Bo Nix, kind of what you're seeing for Jaden Daniels as well. Like you're seeing these guys, when you get a full year of film, you get to understand and kind of prepare for them in a way that you did all off season as you do when you know what a player is capable of. I think you're starting to see some of that regression from Bo Nix as well. So I think the Chargers are going to win this game, and then we'll see. I think the Chargers are going to.
Next in the fast lane on 101 ESPN.
is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. The Fast Lane is broadcasting live from the Anheuser-Busch Brewery for Blues and Brews on 101 ESPN.
Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN live from the Beer Garden inside the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. 403, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Jake is back for round 2 of the Gauntlet, where he'll take on either Marsh, me, or Carey. What's up, Jake?
What is up, my dudes? Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Happy Friday to you too, man. We appreciate you coming back. Thanks for listening as always, and thanks for playing. Would you like to take on Carey, Marsh, or me?
Let's take on Carey today.
Okay.
Carey Davis.
Good luck, Jake.
Jake, was that you?
No.
Oh, okay, was it Bradford?
I don't know who it was.
Bradford did it. Okay, that makes sense. All right, go ahead, Jake. Tell Bradford to spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel, Bradford.
What are you hoping for today?
You know what? Let's try the baseball or maybe some hockey today.
Baseball or hockey?
What do we got,
Jake,
Bradford?
Jake, because we haven't talked enough about it so far during the show, you've got baseball pre-Cardinals Brewers.
Ooh.
Okay, how do you feel?
All right. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm all for it.
All right. Okay, now I got the questions. Thank you for sending. Okay, so Jake, you're going to get 4 baseball-related questions. Each one is worth 2 points, unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Bradford, are you, just so we're not clunky here, are you going to ask the third question?
Yeah, we'll just go back and forth.
You and I just go back and forth so Bradford can pay attention to the board. I think that makes
Yes.
sense. All right, Jake, question 1. What is the name of the AA affiliate for the Chicago White Sox? Hint, Michael Jordan played for this team in 1994.
Oh, I want to say it's the Barons, but I could be wrong. Give me the options just to be safe.
Sure. Was it the Springfield Isotopes, the Durham Bulls, or the Birmingham Barons?
All right, yeah. Barons, final answer.
Okay.
Question number 2. The Cardinals wrap up their home schedule in 2025 with a 3-game series against Milwaukee. Can you tell us the opponent that closed things out at Busch Stadium last year?
Ooh, I'm going to guess on this one, but only because my wife is a Cubs fan. I think it was the Chicago Cubs.
Final answer?
Final answer. Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. Question 3, Jake. On July 12th, 1979, an estimated 90,000 people showed up for Disco Demolition Night. Where did this infamous event take place? We need the park.
The park.
Yeah, we need the
Disco
park.
Demolition Night. And you said 1979?
1979. Disco Demolition Night.
So we're going to rule out some of our expansion teams here. Let's go with Dodger Stadium. Final answer. Actually, you know what? Can I have the options or final answer? I'm sold.
Ruling.
He did say final answer.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. I hate to do it. I was gonna. It was a Friday. I was gonna be nice, but.
Oh, you're making me look like the bad guy. Huh?
But Marsh is correct. You did say final answer.
I'm just trying to, keep it.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yep. Sorry, Jake.
All good.
But maybe it's still right. You never know.
You never know. You never know. Okay, question number 4. Only 2 Phillies have slugged 50-plus homers in a season. Kyle Schwarber and who else?
Okay. Couple of options here. Let's see. It could be Ryan Howard. It could also be maybe Utley, but I don't think Utley probably did that. I'm gonna go Ryan Howard. Final answer.
All right. We're being blocked. Carey is outside right now at the beer garden. He's coming back in right now. Jake, how you feeling?
I'm a little bit better than yesterday's Mo. Not great, but I'm still a little anxious.
Okay.
Feel better though.
Well, we'll see how Carey does today. Carey played a lot of football games in his career, so he's taking his time. We're okay with it. He's got knee, ankle. What else? Back.
Yeah, the play clock is about at 5 right now.
Yep. Go ahead, Carey. All right.
Hello.
How was it outside?
It was peaceful, man.
Beautiful.
Nice weather.
Yeah.
Smell of food. I've been starving.
You have been. You've been hungry since the first segment.
Yeah, I'm hungry, man.
Bar will open up at 4:30.
Yep, I'll be there for food.
All right, Carey. Your gauntlet category today is baseball.
Pack
All
a
right.
lunch.
Here we go.
I haven't had one.
Well, that's not good.
I'm hungry.
Not great.
Question 1, Carey.
All right.
To it.
Barons.
Okay, question number 2. The Cardinals wrap up their home schedule in 2025 with a 3-game series against Milwaukee. Can you tell us the opponent that closed things out at Busch Stadium last year?
Sure can't.
Cincinnati Reds or the Chicago Cubs?
I don't think it was the Cubs. I don't think it was the Guardians. I'll go Reds. Final answer.
All right, Carey. Question 3. On July 12th, 1979, an estimated 90,000 people showed up for Disco Demolition Night. Where did this infamous event take place? We need the park, please.
What was the name of it? It was the White Sox. Was it Comiskey? Is that the name of the park? Oh, man. Pretty sure it was the White Sox. Or was it Detroit? Nah, I think it was. You were there, Anthony. Nah, you weren't born yet.
No, I was not. Not in 1979.
You know what? Trust yourself. Trust your gut. Comiskey Park. Final answer.
Let's see if that bites you.
Question number 4. Only 2 Phillies have slugged 50-plus homers in a season. Kyle Schwarber and who else?
Man. Part of me wants to go with my guy, Ryan Howard. I think that would be a good answer. I don't think Bryce Harper has gotten there. Schmidt. Let's go Ryan Howard. Final answer. I said Schmidt, in case you were wondering.
Yeah,
Mike Schmidt.
Schmidt.
Yeah, Marshy looked at me like, oh.
No, I was just wondering if you were going to go with Mike Schmidt.
No, I actually did too. I was like,
I think.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Carey versus Jake today in baseball. Why don't we start off with that last question? Only 2 Phillies have slugged 50-plus homers in a season. Kyle Schwarber and who else? Carey just said Ryan Howard. Jake said Ryan Howard. Correct answer is
Mike Schmidt is the name that you were trying to say. It's actually Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard. Nice
you
job.
dirty dog. You dirty dog.
Naughty, naughty.
All right.
Neither Carey nor Jake needed the options. Nice job on that one. We have a 2-2 tie. Let's go up to that first question. What is the name of the AA affiliate for the Chicago White Sox? Hint. Michael Jordan played for this team in 1994. Jake said the Barons. Carey said the Barons. Correct answer is
It is the Birmingham Barons.
but Carey didn't need the options on that one, so Carey has 4 points. Jake with 3 points. Let's go to Let's go to the third question. On July 12th, 1979, an estimated 90,000 people showed up for Disco Demolition Night. Where did the infamous event take place? We were asking for the park, the name of the park. Jake said Dodger Stadium without the options. And he goes, wait, give me the options. And we had to hold him to it. We had to hold him to the Dodger Stadium.
Men of integrity you are.
Well, you know what? I looked for Marsh for a ruling, and he was actually the one that affirmed the ruling.
Final answer is final answer.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's in the rules.
Carey,
I don't make the rules.
No.
Well, actually, I mean, we
kind
of do,
yeah.
but
Carey said Comiskey Park, and he trusted his gut on that one, and we wondered if it was going to cost him. Correct answer is?
Yeah, it's Comiskey Park.
Nice job there, Carey. Comes down to this. The Cardinals wrap up their home schedule in 2025 with a 3-game series against Milwaukee. Can you tell us the opponent that closed things out at Busch Stadium last year? Now, Jake did not use the options. He thought, you know what, I'm pretty sure it was the Cubs. Said something about his wife maybe attending the game.
Yeah.
So he went with Chicago Cubs without the options. Carey, you took the options, and you went with the Cincinnati Reds. Jake.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Neither of you were correct on that one.
It was the Guardians.
It was the Guardians, the Cleveland Guardians. Jake, CD got you today 6-3. Sorry, bud.
No worries, boys. Have a great weekend, and hat tip to you, Carey.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jake.
it, guys.
Good job.
Thanks, Jake.
Appreciate you. Carey looked at me because the math wasn't math in there, and he was right. I was actually just trying to it comes down to this. I was trying to build up some excitement.
Yeah.
You saw it on YouTube. Carey already knew.
I was like,
he had won with because he didn't use the options that one. So 6-3 was the final today. Nice job, Carey.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
well
Good
done,
job.
my man.
Thank you.
Well done. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Hope everybody's having a great day and a great weekend. Hopefully we'll see a lot of you down here for Blues and Brews in a couple of hours. I know people are starting to trickle in right now. Mizzou and Illinois. 2 significant games for the local teams this weekend. Illinois is on the road against Indiana, and they're an underdog. Mizzou is at home against South Carolina, and that line is starting to trickle, but Mizzou's still favored. We'll get into those matchups next on 101 ESPN. couple of huge matchups for the local teams this weekend. Mizzou is hosting South Carolina, and Illinois is on the road to take on Indiana in a matchup of two top 25 teams. Lenore Sellers, will he play? That's the big question when it comes to this South Carolina and Mizzou matchup. If he doesn't play, and he's questionable right now, but if he doesn't play, then this one really shouldn't be comfortable. I mean, if Diego Pavia can go, and Diego Pavia has revitalized that Vanderbilt program, so this isn't, I'm not taking any shots, but they were still a road team last week, and Pavia put it on them. Vanderbilt put it on them last week when Sellers went out in the second quarter. Mizzou should absolutely be able to handle business as well. If Sellers does play, well, we saw what he was capable the last time these two teams played, and that was last season.
Yep.
But I made the point a couple of days ago, even if Lenore Sellers plays, guys, this does not look like the same up-and-coming South Carolina team that Mizzou faced at the end of last year. Mizzou is also not the same team. Mizzou last year, while they fell short of expectations, we all thought, and maybe Carey, I don't want to speak for you, but I thought they were a playoff team a year ago.
Yeah.
Mans the hot corner and will bat fourth. The sports Daikin heating.
From the Anheuser-Busch Brewery for Blues and Brews, this is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, presented by Scott Lee Heating Company.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, let's do them questions. Sports Six-Pack is right now. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you got a question for us, we have two parts to the Sports Six-Pack. Let's start off, Bradford, with question one.
Question number one.
From the 314, does the Cubs clinching the playoffs, their celebration videos, all that good stuff or bad stuff, does it make you feel disappointed, anger, or numb? Or are you past the point of caring? The 314 says, I hate losing.
I'm disappointed. I can't say that I'm angry because we kind of saw this coming, unfortunately, for the last, couple of months. But I'm disappointed. Sure, I'm disappointed that the Cardinals continue to operate at the highest of levels. Not everybody in that organization, okay? But I'm talking about the highest of levels in the front office. No, not the players, not the coaches, not the manager, not a lot of the fine folks that work down there. But the higher levels, apathy is set in. If we're profitable, it's a good season. If we're not profitable, it's whatever. It's a bad season. We'll have to cut back. Like that seemingly. And if I'm wrong on that, ownership can reach out. But I don't think, Carey, that they necessarily care.
If they win or lose?
Busch Stadium is empty.
Yeah,
it's a
bad.
sad state of affairs, man. I was talking to a couple of people the other day, and they were saying, I went. I've only gone a couple of games this year. That's it. And it was empty every single time. It's sad. So, yeah, the Cubs clinching is just another disappointment.
I mean, if you had a chance, if you were close in the division, I said this the other day, we haven't talked about the division probably since May. It's been wild card. You're 4.5. You're almost there.
Why you got to do that?
That's what people were saying.
That's what Marsh and I were saying.
Yeah, you two were. Why not us?
That was about 2 weeks.
Why not us?
That's about 2 weeks.
Here's why.
Has that guy ever said anything since that point?
Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, Pete texts in every day. Still thinks we're making it.
Oh,
Pete.
Pete might think the Cardinals will make it even if they were mathematically eliminated.
Can we
Can we
get somebody
confirm?
to check on Pete?
Yeah.
Pete was texting us yesterday. He still thinks that the Cardinals are going to make the playoffs.
There's no way possible. There's no way possible. Pete believes
Sorry,
that.
Pete. That's just
No,
not going to
Pete.
happen.
Pete absolutely believes that. I think when you say it's no way possible, is the Cardinals making the playoffs. That will not happen, especially when they keep playing the way they are.
I give Pete credit. Never say die. You know,
Yeah.
never say die. You don't know. It's not over till it's over.
No, it's over.
It's not over.
Yeah.
You know,
I will say I'm almost past the point of really caring about what the Cubs do or literally any other baseball team in Major League Baseball. Just because I'm excited for the blue season. Obviously, the NFL is underway. College football is underway. I really don't care because the Cardinals have put me in that position. You know who I hope does care? That the team's rival and most hated fan base in this city, that team made the playoffs. The ownership should care.
Agreed.
They should care. They should look at the Cubs and be thinking, wow, how did this team make the playoffs? They were bad the last couple of years. How do they figure it out? That's what they should be talking about.
we got players that hit the ball well, pitchers that throw the ball well, fielders that field the ball well. I will start there.
Oh, Carey, that's a pipe dream, and you know it. Question 2, please, Bradford.
Question number 2.
All right, from the 314, if the Baltimore Ravens do not make the Super Bowl this year, does the organization start looking at a coaching change?
That's a really good question. I think there are some people that are kind of over Harbaugh. There are some people that are over Mike Tomlin. There are over, coaches, Dabo Sweeney. Like, I think at some point it does help to get a new voice, a new face in there. John Harbaugh has done a great job. I think their failures have not been because of coaching. I think their failures have been just not able to get over that hump that is very difficult to make it to a Super Bowl, that is very difficult to consistently be in an AFC or NFC championship game. You were right there in that game last year against the Buffalo Bills and Mark Andrews, who I would, if you threw that pass to him 10 more times, he's probably catching 9 of them, but he dropped it in the end zone. And then the year before, you're in the AFC championship. Zay Flowers extends the ball.
Yep.
He puts it on the ground. They fumble. You don't score a touchdown. Like those, it's never one play and it's never the final play, but it is, certain plays throughout the entire game that can put you in a position to win or lose. And they just have not gotten over that hump yet. I'm not a fan of firing coaches that win, though. Like if you're a winning coach, and Mike Tomlin has been a winning coach, John Harbaugh has been a winning coach, Dabo Sweeney has been a winning coach. It's hard to find those guys. And the moment you get rid of them, like Jamie always says about Coach Pareko, the moment you get rid of a guy like that, you're looking for a guy like that. So it's going to be I would be comfortable that John Harbaugh would find a way to get that team in another AFC championship game and eventually in the Super Bowl.
Carey nailed it. It hasn't been because of coaching. It hasn't been because of the strategy even. It has been a total lack of execution in the worst time, in the most inopportune time. That has been the demise of the Ravens the last couple of years. Lamar got hurt the one year, and I think they had to start like Tyrod Taylor,
Tyler
Huntley.
Snoop Huntley.
Yeah. And they still wanted to making it a game. I think that was the game in which
he fumbled at the goal line.
Yeah, Hunt returned it for a touchdown, right? Was it Hunt or Hendrickson? One of the Bengals. Anyways, yeah, Zay Flowers. Was it Hendrickson?
I think so.
If Zay Flowers, who was fantastic as a rookie, doesn't do what he does against the Chiefs, maybe the Ravens win that game. Mark Andrews, couple of fumbles last year or drop balls. Lamar had a crucial fumble in that game against Buffalo as well.
Yeah.
It's lack of execution. And sure, you can blame it on the coach, but Lamar knows he can't fumble. Mark Andrews knows he can't drop the ball twice in this spot. It comes down to execution, and the Ravens are a great team that have had some of their worst moments in the biggest games of the year. Question 3, please.
Question number 3.
This one comes from the 636. Do you think the Blues are capable of winning 8 of the first 10 games of the season?
Well, let's look at the old schedule here.
I had the schedule pulled up for you.
Sure, they're capable.
They take on the Wild, the Calgary Flames, the Vancouver Canucks, the Chicago Blackhawks. Their 5th game of the season will be against the Dallas Stars. Then the Kings, the Mammoth, the Red Wings, the Penguins, the Red Wings again, and then to round out October, they'll take on Vancouver.
8 of 10.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Absolutely.
8 of 10?
Yeah. I can, yes. It's
Feels
not
like a lot.
It's not what you're capable of. It's what you're willing to do.
100% Mike T.
And I think the Blues are willing to beat the snot out of those teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with it.
I think they're more than
capable
of winning 8 out of 10.
How many of these games do you think they'll be the favorites in?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see here.
I would assume that the first game of the
Minnesota
season
game is at home.
It is at home, so they are
Yeah.
the home team. However, they at least in the early portion of last year, they struggled against the Wild.
I say they're favored against Minnesota, Calgary. Yeah,
I would
even on the road.
Yeah, I mean Calgary was right there in the playoff mix last year.
Well,
but
let's say
I don't
no
know why
on
you
them.
can't.
Let's say no on them because they're on the road. Canucks.
Yeah, I feel like they can beat the Canucks.
No, we're saying favored, right?
Oh, favored? Yeah.
Yeah. So we got
Blackhawks,
Wilds,
yes.
Canucks, Blackhawks for sure.
Yeah.
Stars,
Probably
not.
But you are at home.
Yep. Kings, yes. Mammoth, yes. Red Wings, yes.
Yep.
Penguins on the road in Pittsburgh. I'll say no.
I still think they could beat them, but
No, beat them, but
Right,
again, favorite.
right.
Red Wings, yes. Canucks, yes. So at least 8. You're going to be favored at least 8 of those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure win all
Well,
of them.
here's the big thing too. You're
All the
only
ones you're favored
playing in 4 road games. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4 road games in the first month of the season. The rest of them are home games, and the Blues were dynamic at home at the end of the season last year.
It's a recipe for success early on. All right, part 2 of the Sports Six Pack coming up next. 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. Keep those questions coming in. Part 2 of the Sixer next. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack. Question 4, please, Bradford.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 618. I'm a diehard Cardinals fan. Me and all of my brothers played varsity baseball. All of us and our parents watch every game we can. But I have not been to a game all year. Ownership does not care to change anything, so why should we spend our disposable income on lackluster entertainment? I'm not going to an amusement park where 90% of the rides don't work. Do you feel like a lot of people have this mindset?
I do, and I don't blame them one bit. I know that some Cardinals fans, I think it's the minority, and I understand they're passionate, and I think that's great. But there is a minority group that feels that you should go to the Cardinals games and support them no matter what.
Yeah.
But if the product isn't good and the ownership is not willing to devote and invest in your team, why should you spend your money there? It's no different than your favorite restaurant decides to change the way they're doing it. They got cheaper. They go frozen foods. The customer service stinks. The place is falling apart. It's dirty. You got to continue to support it just because you were loyal to them at some point? No. You got to spend your hard-earned money. Here you go. You got mice running around the floors?
Whoa.
Really? No.
Whoa.
What's the difference then, Carey? Yeah, go into your favorite store, and all of a sudden you walk in there and you can't find customer service. People looking at you like, why are you even here?
Can I say something?
No.
If there was a mouse in this restaurant,
yeah,
it could be a 5-star restaurant, though. We've seen that happen before.
Well, that's a
actually
documentary,
seen that.
but I think that's
And he was cooking up some stuff, man.
Yeah.
He was cooking.
This mouse isn't cooking.
Let him cook.
You know what I mean? This mouse isn't.
He's eating.
He's not making the ratatouille.
Gotcha.
Gosh darn it. Yeah.
No, but no. To answer your question, no, you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Hell no.
You are not in the minority. I think a lot of Cardinals fans feel exactly what you do.
And the analogy is spot on. You're not going to an amusement park where 90% of the rides don't work.
Right.
You're going places to be entertained. If you want to not be entertained, you don't go. Like if it's no entertainment value, you shouldn't. No one should look at you and say, "Well, you should go support that." No, why? I work hard for every dollar that I have. Why the hell should I spend it on something that does not entertain me? And if you're the organization, you have to take a hard look at that. Look around. It's a lot of red seats. Again, I said this months ago. It's so bad that when you're watching the game on TV, the angle is so tight to not show what the stands look like, what the crowd looks like. The attendance is absent. So if you're the organization and you're the front office, you have to take a hard look at, okay, what areas do I need to be better at? If your response is, well, if you don't show up, I can't pay, that's a dumbass response. And that is not going to get people, that is not going to inspire people to come put money in your pockets by attending those baseball games. You have to put a product out there that is exciting, whether it's young and exciting, like guys that you want to see that have potential. It would have been, I'm not crazy. I think we talked about this. I think if you wanted to have some butts in the seats, you'd have brought up JJ Weatherholt. If that's right, if you were interested in those types of things, but you didn't. Nope. So it must not be that big of an issue to them.
I'm actually kind of glad they didn't bring that guy up. Like, I don't know if I want him to be a part of whatever's going on right now.
Yeah.
I'm actually really glad that didn't happen, because I still don't think this team would make a playoff run.
Sure.
I really don't. So I'd rather him not be in whatever the heck's going on down there, downtown at Busch. Bad baseball. I don't want him to be a part of that. Let's just wait till Heim gets in place, and then let's figure it out. Let's just go from there, because he will, in my opinion, be on the team next year. As you say, in what, late April?
Why is that?
After April, yeah. Give him until like tax day. Yeah, right after tax day.
What's the significance? Why wouldn't you bring him up? You know,
he won't be ready until then, mentally and physically.
But if he's ready, I guess like 15 days later.
Yeah, he will.
What? There's the significance of.
The season starts earlier next year, Carey. So
right.
he won't be ready by then.
I think you guys aren't telling me the truth.
No, we are.
No, we're actually telling you what's probably going to happen.
Yeah, but I don't think your reason for telling me why it's going to happen is true. I don't know that 2 more weeks
Look,
is
Carey,
gonna.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
It's a thing where, like, I'll tell you one thing. It's not about money. Okay, it's not about money.
I think that's exactly what it's about.
Like
I didn't ask about money. You brought that up.
I'm just saying it's not about money or service time manipulation.
Why?
It's just not.
I didn't ask you that though. Why would you bring those 2 things up?
I want to
that
provide
makes
you more detail.
Carey, why are you getting up in his face?
Yeah. Why are you being crazy, man? We told you what's going to happen.
Gaslighting at its finest. $181?
Yeah.
It was 281.
Damn. 281? He had 281 hits?
Yeah.
Holy
this is the stat that I received from this reputable source. So
Elite prospects?
Nah, that is not it.
I believe it's Hockey Reference.
Oh, you're on Hockey Reference.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, anyways, Milan Lucic, I think if he from what we're hearing, he's looking pretty good out there. So, if he can continue to do that for a full season, man, he just adds another element to this team that we have been clamoring for quite a while. And that's, a big, tough guy, big, strong guy. Pete Alonso likes to say, we'll have our own big, strong guy here in town.
I love it. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What sort of challenges can a hype team face? Seems like the Blues creating a lot of buzz this season. CD's got firsthand experience playing in the NFL, playing for teams that might be hyped. So what sort of challenges could the Blues face? We'll talk about that next on 101 ESPN.
Broadcasting live from the Anheuser-Busch Brewery for Blues and Brews on 101 ESPN. Presented by Scott Lee Heating Company.
.504, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We are live inside the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, right inside the beer garden for Blues and Brews. The event kicks off about 6 o'clock. We got a great lineup of events going on, including Grammy-nominated band, the band Perry, not Katy Perry, the band Perry. Yep.
I misheard you earlier.
Well, it's okay, CD.
Perry.
Yeah, the band Perry.
Yeah.
CD, you've been a part of teams that have been hyped coming into the season.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like knowing that you might have the bullseye on your back?
Well,
and not that the Blues have a bullseye on their back, but you got a team that is being hyped up. What's that like? You're not going to be flying under the radar.
I think it is a different, not for the team, it's a different mindset or a different philosophy, but it is a different, it does feel different. I will give you the Illinois football team, for example. Like last year, they won 10 games. And you may have been able to sneak up on some teams and they not think or take you as seriously. Not that the coaches wouldn't, but sometimes as a player, especially college player, your mind can kind of wander around and say, oh, they're not that good. But then you win 10 games, you're like, oh crap, they are. Mm-hmm. They're not sneaking up on anyone this year. They're all locked in for every single game. And I think when you are that team, you know week in and week out, you're going to get a team's best shot. When we played in Pittsburgh, regardless of what our record was the year before, regardless of what our record was in that season, people wanted to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like it's a name brand. It's a team that you take pride in beating if you can beat that team. So whenever you are that type of team or that type of organization or that type of program, people are always going to give you their best shot, and you have to be ready and be prepared for it. You have to understand that when you step in between those lines, you're playing a team that is determined to beat you. Mike T would always say, we don't play games, the 1 o'clock games. We want to be in the 4:15 games, the 4:05 games, 4:25, because that's
Sunday night, Monday
or
night.
the.
The NHL certainly better than Carey and I do. The Blues, are they even in a sleeper category right now? Like nationally, everybody right now in St. Louis feels that energy, feels the buzz that's been created coming off of last year. So to us, they might not be a sleeper, but nationally, and if you look at the NHL as a whole, Jamie.
Yeah, definitely.
Jamie.
Are they a sleeper?
I think it really depends on who the person is talking about the team. A couple months ago, Mike Rupp said that the Blues could be the third place team in the NL Central. Jeez.
We're on to hockey.
We're on to hockey.
We're on to hockey.
Hell with that.
They could be
9 more
team.
games, Marshy.
I know. We're so close.
Yep.
It feels so far away.
It feels so wrong when you say that, but man,
that's what that team has done to us.
Yeah, very true.
But that the Blues could be a team that is fighting for that third spot in the division, which is huge. I think there's other people around the league that are probably still skeptical of this team because of what it took last year for them to actually get into the playoffs. It took a massive winning streak. And even so, it came down to the final game. You had to win that final game. And with a lot of other teams in the league, and like I said, we talked about it yesterday, the Mammoth, there's other teams in the West that are very good. And so I think the West in itself, it's going to be tough to be a playoff team. I think this team can make the playoffs, whether that's a wild card or if they come in third or second, and that'd be even fantastic if they came in first in the division. I don't see them as a sleeper team. I see them as a team that should make the next step, but I could also see them being in the 8th spot again.
Well, I was going to say something.
Yeah.
I think you said something about how last year went, and I think it's I think it's even better now, right? Because I think the team realized, hey, we had a coaching change, right? Anytime there's a new coach that is brought in, guys tighten up because if they start firing coaches, next thing is the players got to go.
And they did that actually.
Right.
Brandon Saad, see ya.
The players are next. So I think when Monty came in, I think you saw a shift in not only the philosophy of what they were doing, but the mindset of the players. And I think that you're having fun again. Losing is detrimental to your health. Like it really messes up your quality of life when you're losing games as a coach and as a player. But I think they started realizing how much fun it is to be dialed in every night, to be dialed in and have a chance and competing at a high level and winning games and then making it to the playoffs. So I feel like this leading up to the season, I think they're going to be revved up and ready to go. And I don't know how people outside of St. Louis are viewing them. I would hope that people really are taking a hard look and saying, man, this team really showed up in the second half of the season. But if not, they're going to be slapping some people around early in the season until they realize that that's who they are.
Yeah, I don't know how many people around the league are taking them serious to be a top team in the West, but they're definitely not going to take them lightly when the Blues roll into town or if they go play at the Enterprise Center. The Blues are not a team that I would want to play. You might beat them still, but I do not want to play them.
They're going to take a lung from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the best compliment you can have as a team. Like I think when you watch football, right, when certain teams play a tough team and then the next week they go and lose or they don't compete as well, that speaks volumes to how tough that team was that they played the week before. I think if you're the Blues and night in and night out teams are coming in to compete against you and they're leaving, they're saying, man, we barely got the win, but damn it, I don't need to have a 7-game series against those guys.
Right.
That has to be the mindset and the philosophy night in and night out for this Blues team. And they have the talent to also beat you up physically and score goals. So I think it'll be good.
And the one thing that Jeremy Rutherford said when we talked to him earlier is it seems like there's a business-like approach to this training camp. And that said everything for me. These guys are locked in. They're dialed in. They know exactly what they have to do to win hockey games. And that gets me fired up as a fan.
Your Steelers and the Ravens were always that team.
Yeah.
Those teams.
Week 2.
Anheuser-Busch Brewery for Blues and Brews. This is the Fast Lane on 101.
Anthony Stalter. We got Nick.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing great, man. Thanks for playing again. We appreciate you. Marsh, latest standings.
All right. Yeah, Nick has a streak of 4 right now.
Nice.
I have a streak of 4. Streak of 3.
Haven't
Right.
listed.
Yeah. That was not.
Which doesn't make sense at
At all.
Correct.
And
At
the
all.
wrong form of there,
Yep.
there, and there.
Yep, you got a there wrong too. I just thought, like, we're at the brewery, right? You got all these people lined up. It'd be funny if somebody goes, Patrick H. I'm Patrick H.
I'm the one that sent the email.
Really?
Anthony, you have 7. I have 7, and Carey has 5.
Okay.
Oh man. Whew.
Now, did Homeboy send in his pick?
Unfortunately, I don't.
He
I don't
did
think
not.
so.
All right, so Carey, what is Jamie taking
Well,
today?
I'm searching. I was checking my email. Trying to
Yeah.
figure- He likes to. He wants to take to win
It's Matt's brother.
the tour. He wants Schwab at plus 500,000.
That's I'm looking at the odds right now on your
To win
Carey.
what?
Open de France.
I'm looking at the
It's golf. Yeah, he's. I thought I said Tour de France. All right, I mean,
yeah, I'm looking at the odds on your computer, Carey. It looks like old Matthias Schwab is dead last when it comes to.
Like,
he's
whatever he
comfortable in
wants.
doing what he feels.
In 80-plus rushing yards.
Oh, Bijan. I'll take the Pittsburgh Steelers on the money line.
Oh.
I should have taken the. Hold on. Yeah. You know what? Confused.
Why give a point?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I want the money line. I got confused.
What did you take, Anthony?
Seahawks -1.5.
Ah.
Actually, can we just check that? Yeah, 7.5. All right. Yep.
Nice.
There you have it.
Falcons good.
Years past.
Ah.
Yeah. I think heads into with so much momentum. While Jen, of course, home player, but somebody that has been with the Blues for a significant amount of time and has made a massive impact. It's a likable team too. I don't see even he may not meet your one of the top players on the team and one of if not your best goal scorer. But Dylan Holloway, Philip Broberg, these it's tough, it's physical, and yet you still have plenty of skill too. So it's not a situation where it's just limited skill.
We have the uniform babies close up.
I haven't gotten a chance to look God. That's what I said. God. I said God. Right?
Snob,
Jordan.
But that's okay. I don't take negative in a negative way.
It's a term of endearment.
I think white uniform could be the best in the NHL.
Whoa!
Crispy.
Very crispy.
Okay. All right.
Very crispy.
So you like the home. Well,
They need to bring that back.
I know.
What are they doing?
Or If you missed anything from today's show, you can just download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by learned. Actually, you know what? First, let me do this. Our big thanks to Dodie Rallman, who got us on the air today, set everything up. He's our engineer extraordinaire. Dodie, hands down, one of the best in the business, and we appreciate all his effort. Now for us, Brad.
But you are truly an Atlanta Falcons fan.
Yeah.
Man, you were. The over-under was 25.5. That you could name 25.5 over Atlanta Falcons from the that went to the NFC Championship game. You said you wouldn't use me and you wouldn't use Justin Griffin. About him. Came up with 23, man.
It's still.
But you were closer than I thought.
There's a couple of names that you and I were just discussing in the break that I'm like, damn.
Yeah. You
couldn't
missed
remember
that
the
one.
safeties,
Yeah.
couldn't remember the other DN. But yeah, the reason we're doing that is because Carey played for that 04.
Yeah.
But yeah, 23 Marsh. I came up short.
That's tough.
I
Just
hope you
short.
took the under.
I took the under.
I know you took
Yeah, I took the under. I said, hell, I might not be able to name over 25.5. I was on the damn.
Marsh, what'd you learn today?
I learned that people are.
What do you
Marsh,
mean?
You got 9 games left. Okay.
Carey, have you seen the line? Have you seen the line,
You got
Carey?
9 games left.
All right. There's
Nine's the number.
There's people in this line waiting for this event, and they're all at Busch Stadium.
Probably
on a
is,
given night.
actually. You're probably right.
More people. But in fairness to those people, they don't want to see fans that are there. Or they want to see him.
He just won't see. He doesn't play for the Cardinals.
No,
they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
The thing that I learned today, that's my guy Carey Davis will in fact come through for you when you're hungry. Fine folks. I do appreciate.
Weird. I was hungry all day.
I didn't say anything. He didn't say anything.
You got to talk to
That
Carey
is.
about criticisms and compliments.
Yes, we get a text from the 636. Have a great weekend, gents. What is on your to-do list this weekend?
Well, I'm glad that you asked, in fact, because my wife, Chris, down here to the brewery. It is our 12th wedding anniversary on Sunday.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, thank you.
12
Thank
years.
you. 12 years she's got to put up with me, Carey, and she is a saint for doing so because, as you guys know, but yeah, happy anniversary to my beautiful, wonderful, intelligent, incredible wife, Kristen.
Very cool.
So yeah, we got dinner plans on Sunday.
Hey, Carey, you have dinner plans tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, going with my mom. My mom's birthday was yesterday. We're gonna go hang out. And your birthday was yesterday. Today. Oh, your mom's birthday. Oh,
nice. Jordan
yesterday.
Deacon, who
Anthony likes.
I won't sing that.
Yeah, on the road tomorrow morning to Bloomington, Indiana.
Nice.
I put a spin on that.
You have
That
It's
frightens
right.
Carey.
Scares the hell out of me, man.
Like I said, I have issues, you know. Marsh, you Carol.
Yeah, I got the Mary
game
games this weekend. Yeah,
Right.
first home games of the year. So we have one tonight. I'll be heading straight from here down to the rink, and then we got another game tomorrow. So I'm excited for hockey. back on the Blues. Up their home slate tonight. They already played a game on Wednesday, but I'm just excited to be back in the rink. I love being in the rink. So
well, you do a great job on those calls,
that.
Marsh. You really do.
I appreciate that. Text in A+ show as always, fellas. I love listening every day. Out on these highways trucking.
All right, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Be safe. You're driving.
We had a texter from the 314 said, "I just celebrated." At 3-7, and this is for my own personal, selfish reasons why I'm asking this. Who's winning the back?
Staff. I think he played. I think he played in a playoff game. I think he had Washington.
Alabama.
Yes.
And they got smoked.
They finished third that day. Yeah.
They were bad.
Yep.
That might have been one of the first years they
got run over by Alabama in a playoff game. Yeah.
Maybe that makes sense. He's not really good in the playoffs.
Oh,
he's not. Trust. I would not
have him back in a heartbeat.
No, I wouldn't.
Right now?
No. Come on. You got Papa Wentz. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
He's all in. Socks.
He's
all
all
in.
in.
Socks.
Oh, I
Talk to me
did
on
bring
Monday.
You know what?
I will.
Hey, let's on. If I want the socks,
No. You get the socks on.
Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports Illinois. The way it should be.
All right, our third star of the day out to Anthony. I did not get to 25, but
it was under.
It was a great effort nonetheless.
23 ain't bad.
I had 29.
It goes out to a listener that brought us a gift that is at the studio. So when we get back on Monday, today goes out to all the fans, the Blues fans here at Blues and Brews at Anheuser.
Whether you're listening or not.
They're not. They're locked in.